Good evening and a very warm welcome to a cold, very cold, well it's not too bad I suppose, it's milder than most days have been at the moment, but grassroots football yet again. I wasn't there today at the North Liverpool JFL. Jeffrey Humble just thought because we didn't have a team game today, I thought I'd have a day off and still recuperate regarding this chest infection. And 9 times out of 10 you're hoping it's going, but then you have a fit of coughing again. And it must be going into 4 weeks now. What more could you do? Just hoping that it passes by very quickly indeed. And let's hope that you're fit and healthy yourselves and you were out and about today and you enjoyed all the cup games and loads of REFspect. I was debating whether to go there early this morning, but I did think, well, you know, what's the use? Just have a little relaxing day if you possibly can. But obviously I've got to catch up with everything that I'm doing. So apologies to all the committee. I'm sure the REFspect on off the field of play was absolutely immaculate today. 9 o'clock kickoffs up till about 1 or 2 o'clock. And the good thing about them is they have some games on there that should be played on the grass. So because the grass has been cancelled yet again, 3G pitches were available for some of the older teams to catch up on their games as well. So that's one way of recuperating games. And I know our lads weren't too happy and the parents, but I know it's one of those things, you do need a break sometimes. The kids don't. We know that they want to be playing football day in, day out, but unfortunately we have other things to do, so we have to take a little break. And next week they're going to be busy at the Jeffrey Humble camp, and also they'll have training, maybe a friendly, I'm not too sure. And then they've got the big one against St George's on the 17th on the Saturday 9 AM kickoff. So we just hope that they're all up for it, geared for it, ready for it, and away we go and just win that one game if we possibly can. That'll do us. Anyway, wherever you've been, I hope wherever your games have been on or off, I'm not too sure, even if you went to watch them, I hope the sidelines were absolutely immaculate and the referees were looked after, because they should be, shouldn't they, at the end of the day. Okay, most of them, the majority now, you're seeing young kids, especially in the North Liverpool JFL, which is great to see. The youngsters having a go there all the time, and I think the older ones were coming in because the grass pitches were off, so they got some games. And I know the girls' league, that would have been on Jeffrey Humble as well, so it would have been pretty busy there today. And the good thing about it was mild, no rain. We've had so much of it at the moment. Not too sure on tomorrow's forecast, but I think the majority of grass pitches are already being called off, so disappointments all around for kids who can't play on the grass pitches, because they are a disgrace at the moment. And some of them I've watched and looked at, and honestly, are they really looked after? You know, what we've done to our grass pitches, I really don't know, but money seems to be drafted in, or should be drafted in, and work should be carried out on the grass pitches, because we need to save them. We really do, because grass football is the be all and end all of football for me. That's me. I love it, you know, because great 3G pitches, lovely and flat, different game, but different ball game. We all know that the ball doesn't bounce as well, or, you know, control it as you can on the grass pitches. But when they're like that, you know, that's when you automatically turn around and say, pitches, no, absolutely horrendous. We need to look after them, we need to spend money, put money into them. You know, if we were building houses on the things, my God, millions are spent to make them, all the greenery all gone and disappear. You can spend money and repair grass pitches. It only take one season, if that. We know that the amount of machinery we have and what have you this day and age now, you know, look at the farmers, the way they can turn it around and great. Do you know, this is what we need. We just need loads of farmers to come in and help us with the grass pitches and make them playable for all the kids to enjoy. Well, the parks are all getting battered though. They will be soon, because the light nights will come in, and then we can all go out there and save a fortune, an absolute fortune, on training and friendlies as well. Because at the moment it costs a fortune to put your kids on the 3G pitches, £51 per hour, and that's for under sevens, and we've only got 7 of them. So you can imagine what we try and go through, and what we have to ask the parents for. It's not good. It's a bit of a joke, to be honest, but you know, only their money out of their pockets. I don't like doing it. I wish it was all free. Saves you that hassle of collecting money in and it really does, honestly, it does give you hassle, loads of hassle, and I could do without that at the moment. So there you go. Whatever you've been today, let's just hope it's been a good one, and whatever you on the pitches, whatever you've been doing, make sure that you look after your referee. We're on the 6th of April, we have our REFspect Awareness Weekend, and we do hope, yes we do hope, that everyone's going to get on board and really have a good push to make sure that we do keep our referees within the game officiating. That's what we need to do. And thank you very much to them. A massive thanks again to the PFA. Dave Palmer there and Phil Bayliss, they've been brilliant with me, supporting the Don't Cross the Line and the REFspect Awareness Campaign, National Awareness Campaign, year after year, and they supply the t-shirts for us as well, so you'll see their logo on the t-shirt, so we can only thank you 100%, honestly, we really can. And also the PGMOL, Howard Webb and all the team there, they're doing a fantastic job supporting us as well, and no doubt as soon as we've got the press release out, we'll be sending that off to the likes of Liverpool and Everton. We'll let them know the dates that it commences anyway, and forward on to the press release, and hopefully they can support us in a big way this year as well. We were talking last night on young commentators about the blue cards. Remember that, we'll be talking again tomorrow about the blue card, and I think IFAB put it back a little bit now, but it should be just put back, end of, forgotten about. No more blue card, please, no more blue card talk. Let's just do away with it. Let's get on with the game. We've got VAR and it looks like it's here to stay. I don't think that'll be going. We don't want to ruin the game. It's a contact sport, and professional football should be better than grassroots football, shouldn't it? You know, all these sin bins, and to come up with remarks like they've been working perfectly well in grassroots side of things. Well, come on, you've got cameras, you've got everything in the professional game, and that should be enough to work well. Sin bins would just ruin the game, it really would. We were debating this last night with the young commentators. We were talking about sending players off, how's it going to work, what's going to happen, you know, has it been well thought out, because there could be 4 players at once sin bins, and that could be one team. I don't know. I really don't know, and it's unfair on the referee to start looking at this. Okay, he's got an earpiece in, people can tell him, but at the end of the day, the mix up on cards, whether they're going to keep the yellow and red, I'm not too sure, and 2 blues mean a red. It's just, and I'm sure that referees, even the professional referees out there, will be thinking, oh come on, let's do away with it, we've got enough work to do on the field of play. And when there's a brawl, a free-for-all, which is great for well, not grassroots football, but it's great for the professional side of things, because it doesn't go that far. It really doesn't. We all know that. You know, pushing and shoving and handbags, it goes far in grassroots football. I assure you, that's 10 times worse. And that's when we need to take the actions against irate parents and spectators, because that can go really overboard, because there's no cameras, there's no governing bodies there, there's no police officers there, there's only the likes of us with Don't Cross the Line, and obviously the committees to deal with things after the event has happened. But we don't want any event to happen if we can stop it in the meantime, and that's where the messages do come out from the leagues, and it should be from the leagues. You know, any teams found to have been abrupt or really bad in their behaviour, then obviously serious consequences should be taken towards them. But you know, I think it's gone a lot better. I really do, from the sidelines, from the field of play, and I do in grassroots. I'm talking about, and I'm talking. You know, we walk there at high lows. We talk to committee members and we ask them what their verdicts are about the REFspect Awareness Campaign. We really do. We just need everyone to sing off the same song sheet and start making a difference together. You know, the football family, I keep saying, forget that. I'm not going to be using that anymore, because there is no football family. I'm sorry, you can't class it as a family. Everyone is individual, everyone is doing their own thing. It's not a family, it's not people working together. It really isn't, even though leagues are trying their hardest to make sure that teams enjoy themselves, and the committees are working very hard indeed. But let's just keep it as let's not make things complicated in grassroots football either. You know, football's a simple game, but it's made harder with all this admin, everything that's going ahead, the safeguard and the DBSs. I totally agree with all that, but it's the likes of the courses, the level ones where managers and coaches can't do a thing about it at the moment, and it's costing them a fortune. The admin, what we're trying to do, you can see the big clubs trying to be a big club and get rid of all the individual clubs and have them all under their wing and make it like just big clubs with teams, you know, no more individual teams starting up. You have to join a club, and if this is going to be the way in, then obviously I'm looking for the way out, because I think everyone has a right to go and be part of a team. So if there's an individual coach manager out there who wants to start a team up, then let them go and affiliate if they want to. It's a hard job to do. It's not voluntary really. Well, it is voluntary, but it's unpaid, and I do believe that there should be a real nest egg out there for voluntary workers, because the amount of admin that they have to do online to put a team in is just unbelievable. And I found that out, and obviously I'm looking to, yeah, it's horrible to say, to fold the club after 2 years if we don't find a secretary and a manager to run the teams themselves. It's one of those things, isn't it? It really is. As far as I'm concerned, not interested, or people aren't interested in it, and the big clubs just want to take the good teams on board and give themselves a great name, and yeah, by all means go and do it, you know, at the end of the day. But as far as I'm concerned, yeah, it's too much hard work. I'll just go back to don't cross the line and do what I'm doing there. I did start it, you know, for my son's sake and my grandson's sake, but they've probably had enough themselves. Not my grandson wants to carry on playing, but my son himself has seen a different side to management and coaching, and he sees the ins and outs, and what you're looking at there is the likes of the team, where they're hated if they're good, and they're loved if they're not very good. You know, they're welcome. Teams are welcome if they're poor teams, to give everyone another game. That's all it is. It really is. Honestly, it's hard to believe that this happens in grassroots football, but I'd like your thoughts on it. man@don'ttexttheline.com. And also, we were talking, and we will be talking tomorrow, about the appeals system, where people are reported by a referee, teams go in there, I think parents are, things are put down on the cards. Now, I think all referee cards, okay, you know, if this was a police officer, then obviously because it's a police officer and they're sworn in, then it becomes a matter of, you know, legality. But your referees take a course, and then they can fill in a report card, and everything on that report card is taken as gospel by the county FAs. So what makes the difference? Why is it that a referee in a court of law, if that referee card went in, and another report card went in from a manager, whose side would you take? Whose side would you take? Because the referee's done a course, or the manager's done a course? You know, I do not know. But what we're wanting is all the stats, and what we're looking for is to make sure, you know, that everyone's getting a fair crack of the whip. And what I mean by that is teams can be reported for something that they haven't done. I'm not saying every team that goes in there into a safeguarding issue or an incident that's happened towards a referee gets taken into the FA, the local county FAs, and they look into it, and then there's an appeal process, and there's, you know, a hearing to hear what the manager or the team has got to say. Now, I know that 99.9% of the time it'll come back that the team has failed to control their parents or spectators, and there's a big fine awaiting them all the time. So every charge is related to that, failing to control their parents, and it's an easy way, it's an easy fine. Now, if these parents were not on that line, you have to prove this. Who's to say that it was? There's witnesses come forward, there's witnesses bound to come forward in every case, and so be it. But when you know for a fact that a lot of the stuff has not been said, and yes, it's taken by gospel by your local county FAs towards the managers and towards the coaches. I think it's totally wrong, because it's a fine every time a report goes in. A fine. And I don't see any managers cleared whatsoever. I really, really don't. I do not see any managers cleared. But I'd love to see the stats, and I'd like to see the types of fines that are given out for all these teams in grassroots football, all these volunteering teams, because what I'm saying about volunteering, it's really, really hard work, and I'd like to see the stats as well on how many teams have been folding lately over the last couple of years in grassroots football, because we do have the stats that so many referees are walking away from the game for verbal abuse or aggressive behaviour, and those stats do come out, but we do not see the stats that suggest that teams are folding for the simple reason that they've had enough of the admin, they've had enough of what they've got to do within the league, you know, because I reckon grassroots football is becoming a professional sport, whether you like it or whether you don't, and that's where, if you're looking at it, no one's professional, but they're trying to make the game professional, if that makes sense. I'd love your thoughts on anything that's going on here, and if you even want to come in and do an interview one weekend with me, then please get in touch with myself, mal@don'txtheline.com. Now, I'm not against anyone, I'm not against any county FAs, referees, managers, coaches. I just want to bring everyone together, and I want everyone to have a fair crack at the whip when it comes to grassroots football. I don't want to see teams fold, I want to see everyone happy, and I want to see everyone happy when it comes to spending as well. And what I mean by that is that the fees are not too high on teams, you know, because kids and families at this day and age cannot afford it, and we all need to be looking at the bigger picture and seeing what we can do to help and make the game better. We're talking about, you know, sin bin cards, blue cards, let's get rid of. We're talking about changing the games in grassroots football, the way it's small-sided gone. You know, okay, you can say, oh, that's brilliant, it gives kids more touches of the ball. I just always had loads of touches in football teams, you know what I mean? It's one of those, and if, I don't know, it's just so hard at the moment to explain, and you know, these are my opinions, everyone's got their own opinion, whether you like it or not, but we're giving you the opportunity to give you the voice to come in and express your feelings about what you feel, what is happening and what could be done to improve the game in grassroots football, and a lot needs to be done, I assure you. We need to work together, and you need to come on board with Don't Cross the Line. We want to work with every governing body, and we do, and we try our very, very best to make a difference, and we have been bringing people together since 2003, and it's no difference now. We'll carry on, we'll continue with our work, and we want to continue to make sure that the referees, especially the youngsters, are looked after when they are on the field of play, because you have to give them the respect as well, whether they get paid or whether they don't. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm fair right the way round. I'm on the side of everyone involved in grassroots football, and we can all make a difference together. We can work together and make sure that the game itself is done and dusted when it comes to grassroots football. And what I mean by that is that everyone is singing off the same song sheet and making the game better for the kids to enjoy, and also for our young referees to get out there and enjoy themselves and develop their skills as well, and they can move down the levels. We go up in level 1, 2, 3 coaching badges, the referees come down from 7, lower, and I'm sure the level 1 are elite, and that's the way it works in grassroots football. Anyway, let's all work together, let's all make a good team out of things, because good team get good performances, and that's what we actually say about Don't Cross the Line and our REFspect campaign. People work together, we're independent. Always remember that, we're independent, but we do work closely with all football's governing bodies, and we enjoy their support as well, because we are making a difference in grassroots football, and we need your support to make it even better for the kids and our referees, and easier for the committees and leagues, I suppose. Okay, thanks very much for tuning in. We'll be back again on Friday evening. No, I won't. I'll be back again tomorrow evening, and then following week, Friday evening, with our young commentators. So please keep on subscribing to us. It's free on YouTube, and also on SoundCloud. Thank you very much for all our listeners who are tuning in and following us from all over the world. We're enjoying that. Thank you. Put your feet up, relax, and we'll be back again on, well, tomorrow, Sunday. So if you're out and about tomorrow, please make sure loads of REFspect on and off the field of play. Have a great evening. Good night, God bless.